Hi everyone, it's Brian. Welcome to the Splitting Airs channel. Thanks for tuning in. As I said in my last video, I used to post videos on YouTube under a different channel name, Busy Bee. Of course, the videos were about Harry and Meghan. In my last video, I noticed I said that, and some of the people left in the comments that they actually remembered me. It was nice hearing my voice again. I thought that was really sweet, guys. That really touched me. So thank you for that. It meant a lot. We have a lot of news to get into, so let's just dive right in. So much to talk about, and I saw some funny tweets that I want to share with you at the end of everything. Uh, so much funny stuff going on, so much news with these two. They always have some kind of shenanigans going on to pull the people's attention away from the real royal family. So I'm sure you've all heard about this. The first thing I want to discuss, as you can see from the screen, it's about Harry and Meghan supposedly moving to Portugal. I mean, what's up with that? So let's see here. Well, first of all, we all know that he's close to Princess Eugenie, the daughter of Prince Andrew and Fergie. Well, Eugenie and her husband, Jack Brooksbank, they have a home in Portugal near the beach. And I've heard Eugenie say about her home in Portugal that she loves it there. It's the anonymity. She said that she can walk down the street and nobody notices her, and that's what she loves so much about it. But with Harry and Meghan coming there, that's kind of all going to be ruined, isn't it? Because the press will follow them and report on everything they do. Kind of a selfish move. But yes, he and Eugenie are close. Uh, he even said in his book Spare that Meghan and Eugenie were like sisters. But I don't know if that's so much true because this past August, Princess Eugenie actually said that she wanted her kids to grow up in an English school. So she was going back to the UK, leaving Portugal, going back to the UK so her kids could go to school in Britain, and that she just wanted to go to Portugal for vacation. Maybe when she said this in August, she already knew that Harry and Smegs were about to purchase a home over in Portugal. But anyway, so it's really interesting. Meghan has pushed away all of Harry's friends except Eugenie. So that does show that they're close. Maybe for some reason Meghan doesn't mind the two of them being friends, and you can see how close they are because Eugenie's been to California to see Harry. There's pictures out there of her in California with him, and I've heard that she is a very nice girl, Eugenie, not Meghan, and that she does get along well with Harry. And she's actually the only member of the family that he does get along well with these days. As you all know, he's exiled from everyone else. She's really the only one that actually speaks to him. He doesn't see anyone else in his family anymore. I mean, he definitely doesn't talk to William and Catherine. So anyway, Beatrice and her sister Eugenie are not actually working royals, and they're not actually. This is a point I'm trying to make here. You see, there aren't a lot of young working royals. Princess Eugenie and her sister Beatrice aren't actually working royals. Prince Philip said several years ago that there needed to be someone of every age in the royal family so everyone in the public could relate to them. You see, William was in charge of throwing a garden party earlier this year in his father's absence due to his cancer treatment. And William invited the Tinsdales, all kinds of the young royals, because there just aren't enough. Harry and Meghan are gone. If Harry and Meghan were back in the UK and they were working royals, they could make up some of that missing ground with the young people. And as we know, Harry's very charismatic. Everybody liked him before Meghan came along. He had very high popularity ratings. Some even, I believe that they were even higher than HMQs at some point. But, you know, it would just be a distraction if Harry came back to the UK at this point. I don't think that'll ever happen. But, Archie and Lilibet, his two children with Meghan, one day they're going to realize that their cousin is going to be the King of England. And that's something spectacular. Maybe they would like to be a part of that. Uh, maybe they should be given the choice if they want to be a part of that. So being close to being in Portugal and being that close to the UK, maybe Harry will give his kids the choice. Do you want to go to the UK to participate in royal ceremonies, royal activities, etc.? So, they're going to wake up one day and say, hey, I'm a member of the British royal family. This is something I should participate in. Why am I not allowed to participate in it just because my mommy's a selfish old cow? So, also, Harry might also be wondering what he's giving up, just like the Duke of Windsor did when he married Mrs. Simpson. The Duke of Windsor's life became very pointless. He wandered between France and America, just doing nothing, exiled, wanting to work, but he couldn't. As I said, he was exiled from the royal family. Just a pointless, archaic existence. And that's probably what Harry's experiencing a lot of now, just sitting around the mansion with Meghan. Probably gets very boring. So maybe this mansion in Portugal is to be closer to his family, but his family doesn't want him. The king doesn't have time for him, that's for sure. The king has his duties to worry about, which occupy most of his time. Right now, his dad's in Australia, which I'll talk about in a minute. But his dad has left the door open for a reconciliation with Harry. If you notice, the king has never responded to Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview or to Harry's book Spare, where he trashed his family and especially his stepmother Camilla, or any of the Netflix documentaries that Harry and Meghan have put out. Documentaries. I use that word very loosely, everybody. Documentaries. All right, so Harry could also want to return to royal duties, which he's good at. I also said before, he's a very charismatic guy. But him returning to the UK, that would kind of be a distraction, wouldn't it? Anything that he did, the press would be saying, oh, he's trying to upstage his father, the king. He's trying to upstage William, his brother. They would always be saying, here, is he towing the line? Isn't he? Talking about his relationship with his father, his relationship with his stepmother, everything that Meghan did. Meghan would be constantly trying to upstage the royals on anything that they did. Everywhere Harry and Meghan went in the UK, the press would be following them. They absolutely could not come back to the UK. That would just be a terrible idea because the press coverage would be always about them. It would distract from all the message that the royal family is trying to promote. So, no, Harry and Meghan can't come back. Terrible idea. So, yeah, Harry's better at dealing with children in the Commonwealth countries and handing out awards than he is at trailing behind Meghan, being her handbag when she's on a platform talking about her California yoga woke talk. So, yeah, Harry needs. Part of me thinks he should come back and do royal duties because he is good at them. But like I said, it would take away from her. Maybe if he came back without her and divorced her, I don't know. But the biggest reason, and I'm sure a lot of you already have figured this out, the biggest reason that I think that that they're going to Portugal, I think they're going to sell their house in California and they want to get out of the U.S. ASAP because they're afraid if Donald Trump is elected president that he'll throw them out of the country because Harry lied on his visa application about drugs. This is what I keep hearing. What exactly did he lie about drugs? That he smoked a little pot? I don't understand what the big deal is with that. So what? Who didn't do that when they were in their teens or 20s? Big deal. Why? But he did lie about it, and you're not supposed to lie about it on the visa application. So the rules should be the rules for everyone and shouldn't be bent for Harry. So, yes, even if Trump isn't the president, Joe Biden should do that because Harry lied on his application. The rules should not be bent for anyone. No special treatment, especially not for this ginger and his wife Smegs. So, uh, oh yeah, and I meant to say that I think another reason they could be buying this house in Portugal is that they want to be close to Europe so they can do more of these quasi royal tours that they've been doing, like the last one when they went to Colombia and were appearing all over with the children and what was it, the president or vice president of the country trying to upstage the family, as they always do, with their selected photographers, which they chose from Vanity Fair or Variety magazine, one of these B-list magazines that would do a special about them, to take pictures of them, and only their spokesperson to let out information about it. Very select, little press coverage, but anyway, a tour that they should not be doing because they're not royals. They should not be doing these quasi-royal tours like they did in Colombia. But if they come to Portugal, that's what they want, to be close to Europe so they can go all around these countries. Because you see this map of Portugal? Look, it's not far from the UK, as you can see right there. It's also close to France, Germany, Italy. Oh gosh, I would love to go to Germany and Italy. But anyway, it's close to all those countries. They can tour these places, Ireland, meet with the leaders, and really, really rub it in the royal family's faces in. Oh, that would be so tacky and so awful and just tacky. It's on their level to do something like that, though. But I really don't think they should. And now I want to talk about the royal protection. Is Portugal even a safe country? I believe it is. It has to be a lot safer than Colombia, though. He complains about wanting security, not feeling safe in the UK, but him and Smegs went to Colombia and did a several day long tour. And I mean, Colombia is one of the most dangerous countries in the world, but the United Kingdom, London, Britain, England, that's too dangerous for him? Give me a break. But Colombia is not. Okay, that seems sensible. And and also, maybe he wants to leave California and go to Portugal because maybe here he just doesn't like the California way of life, the beach life, the laying back and relaxing all the time. Oh, Lord knows the kid's never had a real job. He's never worked an actual day in his life. But he's good at what he did before he married Meghan, cutting ribbons, meeting people, giving out awards. The royal duties. That's what he's good at. He needs to get rid of Meghan and go back to that. But I think that bridge has been burnt. If he leaves Meghan, he's out on an island by himself. Who knows? Who knows what he's going to do? It would just be awful for him. So, and also the issue of maybe they're not selling their home in California. What if they're just buying the home in Portugal as a vacation home? Do they have enough money for a vacation home? Nothing they do seems to go well. I mean, look at the Spotify deal. The Spotify execs said that Harry and Meghan were, quote, grifters. And it's been over a year since she signed the deal with Lemonada. Not one podcast. Netflix, everything they made was crap. Harry's Polo documentary is releasing in December, I believe it is. But who wants to watch a documentary about polo? I mean, no offense, everyone in the UK and the people in the States like it, but it's not a wide known popular thing in the States. And besides, I'm not really into sports myself. I don't watch anything. It's just not my thing. And but I don't think that many people are going to watch it. Just because Harry is in it doesn't mean people are going to tune in. He's just not must see TV, as they say. And so, but also, maybe Harry is just moving to the Portugal home by himself because, as I say it in the last video, Harry and Smegs are getting a divorce. Plus I've heard about special tax breaks in Portugal that he would get if he moved there and bought a home. And the cost of living there is significantly less the cost of food. So moving to Portugal for the two of them would actually save them money and line their pockets a lot more than living in California, where the cost of living is tremendous and gas is what, $5-6 a gallon, and it's rent is astronomical. Well, they don't rent; they don't have to worry about things like that. But mortgages or whatever bills they pay, utility bills, ridiculous. But I've also heard about a golden visa that you can get. Now, I've heard that this is true. I've also heard that it's been done away with. But if it is true, this is what it is: a golden visa. You buy home and property in Portugal. You get this golden visa, and it allows you to live and visit with unlimited access to other European countries. So that would be perfect for his quasi-royal tours that him and Smegs want to do when they get to Portugal, so they can take the limelight away from his family and rub it in their faces that they think they're more popular than the royal family. Look at us, we're stars. And she doesn't even know how to dress. Remember when she met Beyonce and that awful husband of hers? Well, Beyonce and her husband, they're both awful in my opinion. When she met her in that black dress and it was splitting in the back, it was so poorly tailored and tight. Meghan doesn't know how to dress. She's not Jackie O. And she's not Melania. Melania had gorgeous style, by the way. If any of you don't like that, I'm sorry, but it's just an opinion about style. Melania had great style, right up there with Jackie O as far as first ladies go. But anyway, Meghan's not either one of them. She's not a great dresser. She's awful. Her clothes are poorly fitted and just tacky. And she sweats, doesn't wear deodorant, sweat stains in her blouses, just bad. And why would you wear silk when you don't have on deodorant? It's hot outside, and you know you're going to be holding up your arms and waving to people, and you're going to have sweat stains. We've seen the pictures when she went to the Canadian embassy to thank them for letting her live in. Oh my God, I'm rambling on so long, and I'm on my little coffee break from work, or my make a YouTube video break. That's not such a thing. I need to wrap it up so I can get back to work, guys. But sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, he gets a special tax break, maybe, maybe not a golden visa. And Portuguese people, though, they've complained that they don't want them there. The native people of Portugal want this land on the beach where Harry and Meghan have bought their property. 4.7 million US dollars for this property on the beach and home or villa, mansion, whatever it is. Native Portuguese people have said that some have said that they don't like it that these rich people are coming there and doing this because it takes up all the native land and it's not left for them. And the native land is an astronomically priced so that only rich people can afford it and not everyday working people. And so, yeah, it's making a lot of people in Portugal angry, a lot of native people there. So, anyway, and maybe they want a beautiful beach. Well, you know what? I've been to California. I was there not too long ago, and California has some beautiful beaches. Well, they might not be as beautiful as Portugal. I don't know. I can't recall ever seeing a Portuguese beach, but you know what? Who cares? Keep the $4.7 million. A beach is a beach is a beach to me. I don't really enjoy going, but you know what? They don't need to go and buy another house just to go to the beach. Stay in California. Forget about Portugal. These two, they're about as nutty as extra nutty peanut butter. I'm telling you all, let's get to the second thing I want to talk about. The king and queen are in Australia. Yes, everyone. King Charles III and Queen Camilla are doing a tour of Australia. They're going to be there for 11 days. During their time there, they'll do 30,000 miles and 10 engagements per day. Wow, that is a lot. And I'm tired after working, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. I think I'm tired, but 30,000 miles and 10 engagements per day in 11 days, that's what 110 engagements 11 times. Yeah, and they're doing the engagements separately, saying have engagements for females, engagements for males, king and queen. Get it? Yes. All right. So, yeah, that's a lot. And for two people their age, they're both in their late 70s. Wow, that's quite a bit for them to take on. That's tremendous. Yeah. And 30,000 miles. I was thinking about that. From one side of the U.S., New York to California, Los Angeles, one side of the U.S. to the other, 2,000 miles. So that's like uh, 7 round trips on the United States, plus another trip back from New York to California. That is a lot of traveling, let me tell you. And to shove it all into 11 days, I know they're going to be exhausted. But they arrived a few days ago, I think it was Saturday, in the pouring rain. But you know what? King Charles looked wonderful, and Queen Camilla was, of course, dressed fabulously with the umbrella to match her clothing. They got off the plane. They were dazzling and charming the people. Everyone was all smiles, even though it was pouring rain. Everyone loved seeing the king and queen. And you know what? I would have too. it would have been tremendous. And everyone there was absolutely charmed, bedazzled. It was a wonderful time for everyone. And Charles and Camilla looked like they were really enjoying themselves meeting the Australian people. A referendum to get rid of them, though, would cost $150 million. And I've heard that the governors of the territories of Australia aren't showing up to a dinner that they're holding for the king because maybe they want to get rid of the royals. I can't talk too much about that because I don't know too much about the situation. But I heard the cost to get rid of the monarchy and be independent would be $150 million. It's a lot of money. I don't know if taxpayers would be willing to pay that or not, just to get rid of Charles and Camilla. From what I saw on the TV, it looks like they're pretty popular. People turned out to see them, but who knows? I'm not Australian, never been there, haven't heard too much on the subject from native Australians, so I can't speak on it. They did have a day off after they arrived to recover from the very long flight from the UK to Australia. And once they're done in Australia, Charles is going to meet with Commonwealth leaders in Samoa. And Charles and the late Queen, Elizabeth II, they both said they don't mind if Australia does become independent. Reportedly, well, no, not reportedly, Charles does. Charles does love Australia. The first time that he went was at the age of 17. And this trip that he's on right now, there with his wife, Queen Camilla, this is his 16th trip there in his lifetime. Wow, 16 trips to Australia. I've never even been there once. I've only left the country, the United States, one time, and that was to go to Canada, to go to the other side of Niagara Falls. Very interesting. But anyway, so the next thing that I wanted to talk about, Meghan. You won't believe this. Of course, you won't believe anything that comes from Meghan's mouth. But Meghan, she told a group of young girls between the ages of 4 to 12 years old that she is, quote, the most bullied person in the world, unquote. Yes, she actually said that. Meghan claims, but this is what I don't understand about it. How does she even know this is true, that she's the most bullied person in the world? Because remember a few weeks ago, she met with the parents of young people who had unalived themselves because of social media. And during that meeting, which was, of course, in front of cameras, because she wouldn't have done something like that without a camera there. But at this meeting, she said that she didn't use social media because it was such a terrible environment or a bad environment, and she wouldn't want her children to either. Well, so how would she know that she's the most bullied person in the world if she doesn't look at social media? Do people come to her and say, Meghan, they're talking bad about you on social media, they're bullying you? I doubt that people come and say that to her. Most people probably wouldn't have the nerve. No one would have the nerve, especially not Harry. He's your little handbag. And certainly not anyone on the staff, because she bullies the staff. They probably cower and shiver and shake in fright when she comes down the hall. They hear her coming. So no, they don't tell her. No one tells her. So no, she doesn't know that she's the most bullied person in the world. She doesn't look at social media. All right. And also, how in the world is a group of 4 to 12-year-old girls supposed to respond when someone tells you, when an adult tells them that they're the most bullied person in the world? What would a 4-year-old say to that if a grown woman says to a 4-year-old girl, I'm the most bullied person in the world? If someone said that to a normal person, what would they think? They would think, wow, you must be a really horrible person to be the most bullied person in the world. There must be something really wrong with you. But a small child, 4 years old or 5 years old, between 4 and 12 years old, these children she was telling this to, they wouldn't know how to respond to something like that. They wouldn't even know what to say. And then why would Meghan think that she's bullied? She has a fortune. She's got 2 beautiful children. Now she's got 2 homes. But, if anybody's a bully, it's Meghan who seems to be the bully with the way she's treated, her in-laws, the royal family. She allowed HMQ to believe that one of the members of the royal family was a racist, and the way that she's treated her staff, she's bullied, over a dozen of them into quitting in a few years. You know, Meghan seems to enjoy all this. She seems to enjoy watching the royal family suffer at these comments that she's making to Oprah and Harry's making in Spirit. She seems to like watching them squirm. It would seems like Meghan's bullying the royal family, and she's enjoying every moment of it. She doesn't, Meghan's, but a lot of people just don't like Meghan because of the way that she's treated the royal family, and plus she's patronizing to Harry. You know, the when she was doing something on Netflix, I believe it was, and she did that giant, disgusting curtsy just to be snarky, like she was curtsying to the queen. That was rude. And a lot of people don't like her because she is rude and because she's treated the royal family the way she has. And a lot of people have a great amount of respect for the royal family. And you know what? Maybe Meghan just doesn't know the definition of bullying, or maybe she just doesn't understand the difference between being bullied and just being disliked. Because I don't think people are bullying her. I think people just don't like her. And again, they don't like her because of her actions and the things she's done and the way she's treated her in-laws. She's just not a nice person, and people don't like her. She just doesn't get it. She needs to use a dictionary to find out the difference. Oh my goodness. Everybody, I'm about to wrap it up. I wanted to talk about one more story, and this is heartwarming. William visited Centerpoint. It's a charity for the homeless. As we all know, Diana used to support it when she was alive. Here's a picture of Diana speaking at Centerpoint, and a picture, not a recent picture of William, but a picture of William speaking at Centerpoint. And as I said, Diana was a supporter, and William supported it ever since his mother passed away. And you know what? If you want to do something to help the homeless, the people of California, I hear that there's a home in Montecito that's going to be vacated pretty soon, a giant one in the hills of Montecito. You could send the homeless to live there. The owners are moving to Portugal. So let's jump into these tweets. I think they're all pretty funny. Maybe you all will get a kick out of them. This one I thought was pretty clever. It's not age appropriate to be talking to young girls about being the most bullied person in the world. Get this unqualified woman off the program. Hashtag Meghan is the problem. Hashtag Meghan is a bully. And here's a response from a sugar. I thought the sugars had all kind of disappeared because Meghan quit paying them to leave nasty comments when people say things about Meghan, but apparently she still is. What did the sugar say? She is more qualified than you. It burns you so badly and deeply that everything you throw at her to bury her, you just can't. People with a good heart survive what you throw. Look at the family. Look at the family. You hate her, for they are withering, dying slowly. No, they're not. They're thriving. The royal family is 1,000 times more popular than the Duchess Meghan you worship. Please, Catherine could, Catherine's popularity rating is, 100 times higher than Meghan's. Meghan's popularity rating is lower than Harry's IQ score. All right, don't give me that. This tweet says, Meghan parades her jewelry as a status symbol, just to remind us all she is better than us. And we all know that she does that. Remember back in the day, back in the good old days when they first got married and all the Meghan hate was new. She was advertising, well, not advertising, but she was wearing her friend's jewelry line, and she would wear the ring and the bracelet and the earrings and pull her hair back with her hand behind her ear so the photographers would see all the jewelry at once, the necklace, earrings, bracelet, ring, etc. And the Queen told her, Buckingham Palace told her to knock it off, so she did. So a sugar replied to this one as well. Wife, mother wears beautiful, tasteful jewelry, including her own engagement ring and anniversary ring, and world is shocked. Shocked, I tell you. Your ugly jealous is showing. Not jealous. Not jealous. Uh, Old habits die hard. Always ready for whomever. Trashy, not classy. I love that stance. Could you see HMQ, Camilla, or Diana doing that? I don't think so. And this person who tweeted this put several pictures of Meghan in some bad outfits, bad positions. So let's take a look at some more of them. Here we go. Love that was deal or no deal dress. Little red dress. Here we go. Little black dress. Stick thin legs, terrible bunions, ugliest feet in the world. Yes, the deal or no deal dress and the way she's dressed next to Princess Anne, holding the fate bump over her belly, trying to hold. You look, she's using that book so the plastic bump doesn't slip. She's and her uh, right hand is on the top of it, left hand holding the book at the bottom to keep it in place. You see that? Like we wouldn't notice that. Clever Meghan. And here's another one with her fake plastic baby bump, fake foam baby bump, not sure. And here we go, the ill-fitting maroon colored pleather dress, skirt. And this tweet, and with another comment from a sugar. If the ring was perfect, then why did you change it? Because you hated it. This article says Meghan Markle appears to have redesigned her engagement ring. The band looks entirely different now. Oh, okay, I see. Yes, so, and from what I remember, the ring was made of diamonds that used to be Diana's and placed into a new ring. Yes, and Harry designed it. So if you love your husband so much and his mother, who you want to be so much, gives you a ring that he designed himself and you're so dedicated to him, why would you go and redesign it? Because you don't like it. You want to keep the ring just the way your husband, beloved husband, designed it. Look, my voice is starting to get hoarse. I've got calls to make when I get back to work. But anyway, this sugar replied to that. It's been 5 years. Isn't it time for you to move on? This tweet. Meghan telling us to listen to our grandmothers. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Also, Meghan, mocking her husband's grandmother. Oh, yes, with that. Oh, oh, yes, with that silly curtsy that she did right there. That's the one I was talking about earlier, where she was being so snarky and mocking her husband's grandmother. Quite a mouthful, excuse me. This tweet. As Jughead starts his podcast, moving vans are at the house. Meanwhile, sugars are going insane on Instagram. Oh yeah, the moving vans are loading up the house in Montecito, putting Harry's stuff in it so he can get his butt to Portugal. So Meghan can be free, but Meghan doesn't want to be too free because she needs him. She needs that royal title. She would be nothing without him. Nobody would give a flip. All the press coverage would go away. She would have to find another man to marry real quick. Who would that be? Who would Meghan need to marry to get as much attention as she gets marrying Harry if Harry were to suddenly divorce her? Leave it in the comments below. We'll discuss in the next one, everybody. Now, I think this is the last tweet. This one says 221 days since American Riviera Orchard, quote, launched. And not only is there not a product to be seen, there's no trademark either. Well planned, Meghan Markle. As with everything she touches, fail. That's one thing I've said about her time and time again. She starts things over and over. Like the deal she signed with Lemonada to do podcasts, or Spotify, and this American Riviera Orchard to produce the jam. She starts all these things, says she's going to do them, but never follows through. She's good at starting things, but she's not good at follow through and execution. She needs to hire a staff, but she really can't afford that because she gets paid money to do things. She doesn't do them, and she blows through the money And now nobody will hire her because they know they'll never get any product from her, any content, and she'll spend all the money. So is that, oh no, there's one more tweet. Yes, this is the last one. Okay. The royal family reportedly knows that Harry's children were not born of Meghan's body. The UK media is also aware of this, but they're awaiting permission from the palace before proceeding with the story. It's high time the Sussex baby scam comes to light. Okay, I'm a little bit hoarse now. Well, thank you for tuning in, everyone. I truly appreciate it. If you've stayed this long, my goodness, thank you so much. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends on Facebook, wherever. By the time I have the next video uh, posted, I should have some social media and an email you can contact me at if you want to chat. But you know what? I really appreciate all of you. And as I said before, please do all the things like, share, subscribe, comment, because it really helps the algorithm. And I'm really trying desperately to grow this channel. I took a long break because I was burnt out. I'm so sorry about that, guys, but it's not going to happen again. I'm going to try to post at least 2 times a week, the best I can. But please, and it helps the algorithm. I really appreciate all of you, and I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you all, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye for now.